Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It is Christian here. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today we are doing another Foundation Friday, and today we are going to be testing out the new Tarte foundation. This is the Tarte Clean Stick Foundation Stick, and I did pick this up from Sephora. So to my knowledge, it is sold on Sephora's website and Tarte's website exclusively. I don't believe you can pick this up at Ulta. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think you can. So today we are putting this to the test. Of course, it is the foundation that I am wearing on my skin today. So if you guys are not familiar with Foundation Friday is just where I test out a new foundation every single week. If this is your first Foundation Friday, I will leave my playlist down below so that way you can go in and get a little bit more detail on what type of skin I have, what I'm looking for as far as foundations are concerned. But this is just definitely a really fun way to test out some foundations. So if you are new to my channel, you guys, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below before you head out. That way you can be notified of all future Foundation Fridays. And if you are not new to my channel, you guys, welcome back. Thank you for continuing to join and support. And if you want to see how this new Tarte foundation will wear, then you are definitely in the right place. You are definitely going to want to go ahead and keep on watching. And yeah, you guys, let's just go ahead and get right into it. All right, guys, so today we are testing out the new Tarte Clay Stick foundation. It does retail for $39 and it does come in 12 different shades. I personally picked mine up in the shade light neutral medium. I have no idea if it's going to work for me, but I went with it. This is the one I decided would be best for me. So when I took this out of my Sephora box, I'm not gonna lie, look at the size of this. It is absolutely tiny. This is the Tarte Shape Tape. The box of the Tarte Shape Tape. That's the box for this is the box for the foundation. So I'm not gonna lie, I was a little annoyed by the size of it because it just seems so small, especially for how expensive it is. Now let's see, it is 0.32 ounces, which is pretty on par with stick foundations. I want to say that all of the stick foundations that I own range anywhere from 0.25 to about 0.35, I want to say. This is pretty in line with the amount of product that you typically get in a stick foundation. This foundation is brand new to the market. This is what it looks like. So stick foundations, especially for somebody with a little bit more dry skin, stick foundations tend to be very hit and miss. I either love them or I hate them. There is no in between, there is no maybe possibly. So we'll see how this works out. I've been hearing nothing but great things about it from some of the top influencers as far as on Instagram and things like that. I haven't really watched too many reviews personally on this foundation yet. I've seen a couple and everybody talks about how great it is, how fabulous it is. So I'll be excited to see if this is actually a good one. Okay, so I'm on the Sephora website and it says that it's basically medium to full coverage and it works for sensitive, normal, dry, combo, and oily. So according to Sephora and Tarte, anybody could wear this particular foundation. So far, out of 50 reviews online, it does have 3.9 stars. It says it's a 12-hour wear creamy clay foundation stick that delivers weightless, natural looking coverage and nutrients. Clay stick foundation is a buildable powder to liquid formula that melts into your skin for medium to full coverage that leaves a natural finish that looks and feels like your own. It says micro encapsulated powders then burst with your body heat to keep you shine and cake free. It says the vegan formula features antioxidant vitamin C and E, Amazonian clay. Oh wait, I'm sorry. It says that it is a skin balancing powerhouse that hydrates or mattifies depending on your skin type. So I guess it's going to adjust to the needs of your skin, which is very interesting. I'll be curious to see if that works. So we're going to go in with, as per usual, we're going to go in with half of my face with a brush, half of my face with a beauty blender. So we're going to apply the brush on this side of the face. And today we're going to be using it's kind of starting to shed a little bit. Today we're going to be using my Morphe M439. Let's see what we get. Okay. So I'm just going to do a couple. Oh, that might be too dark. This is why I hate buying foundations online. It might work, but it looks like it's a little too dark. Okay. I feel like I have light, medium, neutral in my Amazonian clay. Hold on one second. Oh, I have light, medium, beige. I thought I had light, medium, neutral. Okay, I'm going to check out the color comparisons on that in just a second. But let's go ahead and blend this out. Oh, it's blending okay. Like, it doesn't look too bad. No, it's okay. It's okay. Once it's blended out, it's not bad. Okay. It has a little bit, there's a little bit of tug to the skin, but it's not the like driest stick foundation. It's blending pretty decently. I do feel like I'm going to try to pat it in instead of blend. Okay, patting it in works a little bit better. It kind of melts into the skin a little bit easier when you pat it in. Okay, yeah, the color match, it looked a little dark at first, but it's actually doing a pretty good job of neutral. This brush is shedding. Who says Morphe brushes don't shed? Okay, that color match actually, at first it looked like it was going to be a little bit dark. It might be like half a shade too dark, but it's not bad. Seriously? Seriously? Okay. Okay, so when I was blending it in the way I normally do, it felt like it was tugging on the skin a little bit more. But when I actually, oh my God, this brush, I swear. This used to be my favorite foundation brush, but now look at it. It's like falling apart. Dang it. But when I pat it into the skin, it just melted really, really nicely, really easily into the skin. I don't think that a beauty blender, I don't think a beauty blender is going to be good with this. So just with what I applied originally, I feel like that is definitely a medium coverage, a solid medium coverage. It did a pretty good job of canceling out the redness on my skin, which is why I prefer neutral shades, because neutral shades do a really, really good job canceling out redness on the skin. That looks pretty good. So, I mean, obviously my freckles are still showing through a little bit, but my freckles always show through because I've got a lot of them. I feel like it did a good job, you guys. It looks like very natural on the skin. So no foundation. I feel like it looks very, very natural on the skin. It didn't completely mask everything, but it did tone down all of the redness. So I do like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to build it up to see if we can get like a really full coverage. Now I'm going to apply a little bit extra down here where I have a lot of my redness. I don't think I'm going to apply any extra on the forehead because I think the forehead looks pretty good. And we're just going to put a couple of baby stripes right there. And let's see. And then I'm just going to pat it in. I think that looks pretty good. I think it looks natural. I think it blended into the skin very easily. Nothing appears to be clinging right out of the gate. All of the redness has been canceled out on my face. All of it. So it definitely does have a buildable formulation, but you definitely automatically right out of the gate will get a definite medium coverage. So not bad, you guys. So I don't think that this is going to be a good beauty blender foundation, but we're going to try it anyway because I know some of you guys are diehard beauty blender. And I used to not care for beauty blenders with foundation, but I've been liking it more and more over the last couple of months. So I've gotten my dampened beauty blender. And let's see. Oh man, I went to go close the lid and I accidentally scraped off some, so we're just going to apply that. Now let's see. Yeah, I definitely prefer it with the brush. It's taking a lot longer to blend into the skin with the beauty blender. It's not blending as effortlessly with the beauty blender as it does with the brush. I definitely like it better with the a brush. So I don't feel like, I mean, I do have a few more breakouts on this side of my face than I do on this one. But I feel like the beauty blender did not give me the coverage I like. I feel like it didn't blend out the product as nicely. I feel like it looks drier on the skin, which is weird because beauty blender will normally give you a more healthy glow. So I'm gonna skip the beauty blender and we're just gonna apply a little bit more coverage. And we're gonna go back in with the brush. Alright guys, so that is what we're looking like with the foundation on. I do like it. I think that it does look really, really natural, but I don't know. On this side of the skin, again, I'm noticing that it does look a little bit more like there's a little bit of glow happening. So I'm wondering if the longer that it stays on the skin, the more it kind of like melts into the skin and gives you more of a dewy finish, or if the claims of it kind of, you know, adjusting to your skin type or your skin, what your skin needs, I guess, whether it needs to be more matte, more oily, if those claims are actually true, because I am a little bit more on the drier side and I do feel like it is providing a little bit more glow I don't know if you guys can kind of see that, and I have nothing on my face right now but this particular foundation. It does not feel tacky at all. It doesn't feel heavy on the skin. It doesn't even really feel like you're wearing anything on the skin. So as it's sitting on my skin right now, I actually do like it. I don't know that it's clinging to any dry patches or anything like that. I'm having a little bit of issues with my struggle lines already. That's just what we're going to start referring to them as struggle lines. But once I get a little bit of powder and everything on and get the rest of my makeup on, I should be able to kind of smooth that out a little bit. It's definitely a high medium coverage foundation. I still have freckles showing. I still have, but most of the redness has been canceled out on my skin. It's a pretty good coverage. It's not one of those full coverages that is going to completely blank out your skin. So I do like it so far. We're going to go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup off camera as always. It is currently 11 o'clock, so when my makeup is completely on, I'll come back on camera and I'll kind of let you guys know what I'm thinking about the foundation as of right now. But so far so good with you guys, so I will see you guys in a little bit. Bye guys. Alright guys, and I am back. It is 12:28, so it took me a little bit to get this up and running because my apartment complex decided that they wanted to test out all of our fire alarms. So every time I tried to turn my camera on, the alarms in my building would just go off over and over and over again. But I think we're good now. So I sat down and started filming this at what? 10:30? 11:30? 10:30? Somewhere in there. So I'm not exactly sure. I know it's probably been at least about an hour. So I have the foundation on, of course. I did go ahead and apply all of my normal bronzers, powders, highlights. Everything applied really, really nicely over the actual foundation. So far I am impressed. I did notice it's not clinging to anything so far in really weird ways. I do think that this is a really, really good foundation for dry skin so far. I think that it does feel a little bit hydrating on the skin. It doesn't feel like you have anything on. It blended into the skin very nicely when I went in with the patting motion. So far I don't have any complaints about the foundation. I'm not like wowed by it, but I also like it so far. So far it's kind of like a middle of the road foundation. So let me go ahead and zoom you guys in, and then so that way you can kind of see how things are wearing after about an hour of wear. And then my next check-in will be in hopefully natural daylight for you guys. All right guys, so here we are a little bit closer, a little bit zoomed in, so you guys can kind of see how everything is looking. All right guys, I will check back in with you in a few hours. Bye. Hey guys, so it is currently about 4 o'clock. I just pulled up to my sister's house and I decided that I would go ahead and do a check-in in natural daylight so you guys can kind of see how the foundation is currently holding up. So I have to admit, I don't love it. I don't hate it. I'm kind of indifferent on this foundation right now. It didn't oxidize, that I noticed. It is true to color as it was when I first applied it. I forget to mention that a lot of times, that the foundation does or does not oxidize, but I don't notice that it does. Sitting on the skin the way any normal typical foundation would. It's not, as far as stick foundations are concerned, I don't love it more than my Hourglass. I don't love it more than my Makeup Forever. So, but I like it more than say like the Anastasia stick foundation, because I just didn't like that one. So it's kind of right now kind of run of the mill, nothing too exciting to report. So except for the fact that it's like 95 degrees right now, like it is ridiculously hot right now. So we'll see how the foundation, because this is the first time I'm going outside since I put on the foundation. So we'll see how it holds up over the next couple of hours while I run my errands and things like that, and then I'll do one final check-in in just a little bit. But I just kind of wanted you guys to see how everything is looking. There is some definite sinking in the struggle line area, but other than that, I feel like everything else looks pretty, pretty much looks the same. I don't think that it sank into pores. I don't really think that it is accentuating any dryness or anything like that. So far it's just kind of like So I will check back in with you guys in a couple of hours and let you guys know what I'm thinking at the end of the night. I will see you then. Hey guys, I am back. It is currently 7:25, so I've had this foundation on for roughly, I sat down and started filming at about 10:30. The first check-in was at 11, so I've had this foundation on roughly for about 8.5 hours. The first thing I noticed, because I hadn't looked in the mirror in probably about 2 hours, the first thing I noticed is just how oily my nose is. Like it is just gathering oil, like to the point where it just looks so ridiculously shiny. Like it's crazy how oily my nose looks. And on the tops of my forehead, it looks pretty oily as well. So I feel like if you have oily skin, this might not work for you. I feel like if you have combo skin, it might not work for you. But if you have more dry skin, I definitely feel like it will, it could potentially work for you, because I do have more dry combo. And in the places where my skin is dry, which is pretty much the perimeter of my face, the foundation has held up pretty well. But on the places where I get a little bit more combo, which is mostly my nose. I get pretty oily on my nose, and sometimes I get oily right here on my forehead. In between my brows are typically pretty dry. My chin is typically pretty dry, and the perimeter of my face is pretty dry. So the oily areas are very oily. The dry areas look fine, but it is starting to settle pretty bad. Like my smile lines right in here, they will start to crack and they will start to break apart. But I'm even noticing like around my cheek, like around my lips right in here, the foundation is starting to break apart. It looks like the foundation is also kind of coming off on my forehead. It's coming off on my nose where it looks a little bit oilier. And it's just, I don't know. I just don't think, as of right now, I just don't think I like it. I don't think that I'm that into it. I think that there's better stick foundations on the market, but then I also think that there's worse ones on the market. So I feel like for $39, just on first impressions, I feel like this is just a straight up pass. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys in and see what's happening a little bit closer up, and then we will be done for the day. All right guys, so here we are a little bit closer up. So you can definitely see the oil. You can definitely see how it's breaking up right in here. Perimeters of my face, everything still looks okay, but I'm just not in love with this foundation. So, but I'm not that into it. I'm really not that into it. I've tried out drugstore foundations recently that have blown me way out of the water, and this one just kind of is subpar, like average. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably rate this foundation a 5. So not horrible, not great, just neutral. That's where we're at with it. And yeah, you guys, that is pretty much it. That is pretty much all I have to say about this particular foundation. Give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe down below if you have not already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.